Great catching with my next guest. He's got a big fight coming up here against Juan Archuleta at Borroka Presents XFC 53. That's coming up here on September 20th. Really happy to be joined by Jose Johnson here on the program. Jose, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How are you? Been a long
I'm doing
time.
great. It has, yeah. I know. I think I talked to you before your last fight, but either way, cool to see you get this opportunity here. How did this all come together with you fighting for Borroka?
Oh man, apparently I guess they couldn't find anybody to fight him. So the guy who seen me fight, what's his name? I think it's Charles Oliveira's cousin,
Okay.
Rafael Costa. When I fought him, or Paulo Costa's cousin, one of those,
Yeah.
all those guys are
Someone's
connected.
cousin. Yeah, exactly.
Someone's cousin, but somebody important's cousin. And I took that fight on like 3 days' notice, cut weight, made weight, and then got a highlight reel knockout. And he said he saw that, so he instantly thought of me after Juan's big knockout that he got.
Okay, well, there you go. So yeah, kind of just came together quite well. And did you know much about Juan ahead of this fight? Obviously, he fought a lot in Bellator and Risen. Was he someone you had to look up, or were you pretty familiar with him?
I was pretty familiar with him. It's been a while since I've seen him fight, like, I guess you could say here in the U.S. So I had to touch up on the Risen fights. But as far as Bellator, I've been watching him a long time. You know, he's a pioneer. Much respect. He's a vet to the game. Just appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a great fight, great main event for this card. Now that you have had a chance to look him up, how do you feel like stylistically you match up against him here?
I feel like realistically, it's not a whole. I say this every time we interview with each other.
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't think it's a whole bunch of people who want to just stand right in front of me. If you're smart, you got a specific type of game plan. You know, stifling my striking. I think it's going to be one of those again. I do like the fact that he moves around a lot. He just got a big win over Dennis with a flying knee knockout. It's actually funny how that happened because I was supposed to fight Dennis.
Oh, interesting.
I was scheduled to fight him in Washington, and he pulled out, like, I think it was like a week before the fight. Said he was retiring, and then didn't retire, and then fought Juan. I thought it was kind of sweet karma that he pulled out so sudden on our fight, and then he took a fight with Juan, and Juan knocked him out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was funny because when I had actually messaged him before that fight, and when I saw it announced, I said, "Bro, I thought you were retiring. You literally backed out of our fight like a week before it." And he was like, "Oh, you're just small fish. You're a 125er." And stuff like that. As you can see, I'm not 125 right now.
No.
It's like, bro, I'm actually a pretty big guy. But he said I was pretty much nothing, and he wanted real competition. And I told him that he was going to get exposed with that real competition, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm glad that now this can come together. It's crazy how the world works, especially the fight world.
Yeah, no, how this all materialized. It's pretty interesting. Now, people can't tell you're out in paradise up in Hawaii. So what prompted that move? Because the last time we spoke, you were in Washington State. So what prompted you to move out to Hawaii?
So it's always really been a dream to bring a wife back home to Hawaii. I was waiting for the perfect time for it. I was having some issues with my training at my last camp, my last fight for the UFC. There was a lot of stuff that went into that, and it kind of really just made me sit back and think, man, there's a lot of fighters out here in Hawaii that are extremely talented who don't necessarily get the recognition for that because all of the big names typically leave. So I wanted to be somewhat of a name to come here and to expose that talent and show that the people here in Hawaii have a lot to offer. Not only that, I wanted to bring my wife and my family back here closer to her, to my in-laws, and, spend time with them. And who wouldn't love the beach?
Who would? I know. It's super awesome. A lot better than Washington. Nothing against Washington, but I mean, if I could pick Hawaii and Washington, I'm going to Hawaii. So you mentioned high-level training partners. Who are you getting to work with? Where are you training right now?
My boy Anthony Straub just fought last night. Unfortunately, came up short, but we know what game plan we need to do next time. But a lot of the guys over at Hawaii Elite have been getting training in Island Jiu-Jitsu West and Island Jiu-Jitsu headquarters. They just had a seminar with Mikey Mucinetti. He just
Oh,
came
nice.
over, showed some really cool stuff. Train over there at Legacy and Techniques, and if anybody is not familiar with that, that's where Max Holloway trains at. So it's just getting training in pretty much everywhere in this area. I'm also actually bringing in my coaches who made me, who helped me be successful when I won in the UFC over at SAS Martial Arts in Killeen, Texas, and then in San Antonio with Henzo Gracie San Antonio.
Cool. Okay, so good variety there, which is great. And I got to ask, you fought at flyweight earlier this year, second fight at featherweight, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have to cut much weight to get to 145? What's the process there?
So when I'm in shape, not a whole bunch. It's only like 10. I do walk around a little heavier. When I fought for 125, I made sure I kept my weight down low. I was walking around at about 43, 44. And then that's when we made the ascent to 125. But now I'm walking around a little heavier, 61, 62, and then cut
Okay.
down gradually as well to 45. So I'm maintaining my muscle mass and keeping my strength up while still maintaining that speed.
When are you heading out to Vegas, and who's going with you with your corner?
I wanted to head out to Vegas a little earlier, but they said that they needed us there on Thursday instead. So we're going to be going out Thursday, and Thursday, the week of the fight. And I'm actually taking my black belt instructor from Island Jiu-Jitsu West, Nick. His name is Nick Alcaran. I'm taking him. I'm bringing my black belt who promoted me from Henzo Gracie San Antonio, Phil. He was in my corner during my first win for the UFC, and then I'm also bringing my Taekwondo and strength and conditioning coach, Aaron Naramore from SAS Martial Arts.
There we go. Love it. How's this fight playing out on September 20th? How do you see it unfolding?
Man, to be honest with you, I feel like the first 50 seconds is going to be a dog fight. He's a fast starter. Watch this last fight. He wants to try to get it done quick. Judging by my record, I like to get it done quick. I have 10 first round finishes now. So I feel like it's going to end in the first round, either with me choking him out or knocking him out, or going out on the shield. That's how you do it.
And I was going to ask too, like, what's the plan going forward as far as weight classes? I don't know if you want to go back down to 125, but what's sort of the ideal weight class for you going forward beyond this fight? Or are you going to see how this one goes and kind of reassess?
So I'm comfortable with either. It's whatever, because the goal is to get back to the UFC. He's a big name. That's what I wanted. Putting a statement on a finish would absolutely put me back into that questioning. So wherever they want me to be, whether it be 25, 35, 45, hell, I'll even do 55. I'm open.
Okay. Yeah, so kind of open door there. I mean, that's interesting because usually you hear about like maybe 1 or 2 weight classes, but you're willing to go 3, 4 weight classes. So that's, I guess, too, the good thing with that is that opens up a lot more opportunities for you as well as far as opponents.
Yes, it does. Like I said, it's expensive here. So in order for you to make that money, you got to expand your horizons. I'll be a chameleon a day.
Yeah, no, for sure. That sounds awesome. And just before we get out of here, downtime, what's that looking like in Hawaii? I know you're super busy training and all that, but I imagine you're going to the beach a lot. How's life been different being out in Hawaii?
Life is completely different. In Washington, you got family there, but they're like kind of far away. So they got to kind of give you a heads up when they're coming over. Man, you got family like 7 minutes down the road here. So they just pop up, and the mama-in-law is always bringing food and stuff like that. So, of course, it's a little difficult to say no to that. The food out here is amazing. I had Zippies for the first time, changed my life.
Okay.
The food is definitely it here. The scenery is beautiful. It's always hot, so it definitely keeps me heat acclimated all the time. And the beach. We went to Waikiki, and it was amazing. It's amazing there. The tourists. It's just a lot of people. That's
Yeah, no,
hard.
I bet. Yeah. People
Super
come in
busy.
all throughout the year, especially as it's getting colder, in the U.S. and in Canada or wherever, right? Because obviously people go there to travel, which is good. Summer not so much, but obviously this time of year I'm sure is great.
Yeah,
So yeah, and this fight's going to be absolute fire. Coming up here, September 20th, it's Borroka Presents XFC 53. If you can't watch that, if you can't be there in person in Vegas, which is going to be cool, you can go check that out on Spectation Sports. Jose, if there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
I do want to challenge. Before I
Hmm.
thank sponsors, I do want to challenge. I saw an interview, and I guess Juan dropped that he was going to knock me out. I hope he sees this because that means that you're willing to stand. So let's see if you actually willing to stand, or is you just gonna grab my ankles the whole time, which I'm predicting. So
Okay.
I do want to challenge. I do want to challenge that because I did hear that through the grapevine, and I thought that was very interesting because people always say that, and then immediately when they get touched, they want to go to wrestling. So let's see what you're about, brother. All respect. I first and foremost want to give a thank to God for my life. I want to thank my family, my beautiful children, my wife for holding me down and supporting me. My in-laws for always making sure I'm well fed. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. I
Mhm.
want to thank my gyms, my coaches, Island Jiu-Jitsu West headquarters, SAS Martial Arts, Enzo Gracie San Antonio, Techniques and Legacy, and also Hawaii Elite. I'll take my sponsors. I'm actually rocking a hat right now.
Nice.
Collectors Barbershop, keeping me fresh. I'm not so fresh right now because I've been working hard, but they're gonna keep me fresh before the fight. Promise. I want to thank Aloha for their gear that they've sent me as well. Hawaiian Candy Factory is Noms. It's everywhere out here. Super desirable. It's hard to stay away from, but it's really good. Those guys over there were super welcoming to me. I also want to thank Honolulu Kicks. They're going to be hooking me up with the shoes that I'm going to be wearing in whatever interviews that I may do when I step on and off the scale, make sure I look fresh. Yeah.